Hi, I'm the Space Quest historian. Let's talk a bit about Astro Chicken. Because recently I did that video of Space Quest on other systems, on Space Quest 3, and I was playing the Macintosh version, and I was playing Astro Chicken, and I got a game over, but the game displayed the secret message anyway. And we were kind of wondering about that over on the SQH Discord, which, by the way, is a great little place to hang out. And I'm not just saying that because they seem to like what I do. There's actually a little subculture of people over there that like to dig around old Sierra games and, well, other games as well, actually, and go through the code and uncover all sorts of dirty little secrets and hidden stuff. And we've actually had to start a whole new channel for them, which we've called Digital Archaeology. But it's really fun to see what they come up with. And yeah, I've learned a ton of new stuff about Space Quest that I didn't even know about. So do come and join us if you like. There's an invite in the video description below. But anyway, we were talking about this strange occurrence during Astro Chicken where just apparently the game just flat out gave up and gave me a pity win. And none of us had ever actually seen that before. And when we were talking about it, it kind of got to the point where we all had to admit to each other that we didn't actually know what the criteria for beating Astro Chicken were. I mean, we knew we had to play it for a certain amount of time, and after that, it would give us the secret message, and we'd use the decoder ring on it, and then we'd learn the two guys from Andromeda had been captured by Scumsoft and were being held prisoners on Pestulon, all that stuff, like the whole plot of the actual game. But we didn't actually know what triggered the message. So SQH Discord denizen Dark Soul put on his hard hat and went for a deep dive into the code of Space Quest 3 to find out just what makes this chicken tick. And it turns out that there's actually a very complicated set of stuff going on behind the scenes, but the main thing is you need to get 10 successful landings to see the secret message. So that's not what happened when I was playing the Macintosh version, but anyway, stick around. I'm gonna explain exactly what happens. So there are 4 variables that make Astro Chicken work the way it does. And we actually don't have any idea what the variables are called because when you decompile scripts from old Sierra games, all the variables get renamed to these very unhelpful numbers. So let's just call them variable A, B, C, and D, all right? So variable A, this one checks how many successful landings you've made per game of Astro Chicken. And this one resets every time you game over, so it starts at 0 when you start another game. Makes sense, right? So variable B, this one checks how many times you've played Astro Chicken, like at all, throughout your entire game. So that means every time you insert a Buckazoid in Astro Chicken, this one ticks up by 1. And this is a very interesting variable, which I'll come back to in just a bit. Variable C, okay, this one tracks the amount of points you get for doing certain things in Astro Chicken. And look, honestly, this is where I got confused because when I heard about this, I was like, points? What? There are no points in Astro Chicken. Where do you see a point score thing on this Astro Chicken window? But no, actually, this refers to the actual points you get for playing Space Quest 3. Like up here in the title bar, it says score. And you know, I don't know about you, but I never pay much attention to this. I only look at this when I'm like near the end of a game and I'm going, oh, I'm missing 15 points. I wonder what stupid little thing you have to look at to get these extra points. Like there's a bit at the start of Space Quest 3 where you can search the seed in the aluminum mallet and you get like 10 points and a couple of extra Buckazoids. And this kind of silly shit was in all Sierra's games. But yeah, the points we're talking about here are the actual points in Space Quest 3. And you get 5 points for every time you make a successful landing in Astro Chicken. And we now know from looking at variable A that you need 10 landings in order to get the secret message, but the player doesn't know that. The fact that you get 5 points per successful landing is actually supposed to be the hint that you need to keep playing. The player is supposed to go, oh, hey, I'm getting points for landing this stupid bird. I wonder what prize is at the end of this rainbow. If you're into points, that is. But I'm not, so I never noticed this until now. And it doesn't end there. The game will actually stop giving you points after you've gotten those 10 landings, which is a maximum of 50 points. But here's the kicker. To get the secret message, you need to get 10 landings in a single game of Astro Chicken. So The points will keep going up until you hit 50 no matter how many times you play, but you may not see the secret message because you didn't get those 10 landings in a single game. So you're actually supposed to go, hey, this thing stopped giving me points after 10 landings, I wonder why that is. And not, well, this thing stopped giving me points after 10 landings, fuck this nonsense, I'm gonna go see what else there is. Which is what I did, and I'm sure most of you did too. Oh, and by the way, I just need to get this out of the way. I had to play a lot of Astro Chicken to get this footage, and I played the DOS version because, you know, it's the original, I guess. But when I was doing the Space Quest and Other Systems episode, it was just amazing to me how superior the Atari ST version of Astro Chicken is, especially when you come back and play the DOS version again, because my God, the chicken is so much more responsive on Atari. On DOS, half the time he doesn't even move when you press a button, and it seems like entirely random if the paddle lets you land or just shoots your dumb fucking feathery ass into orbit, and sometimes you can even drop off the pad and die for no good goddamn reason. The Atari ST version of Space Quest 3 is by no means superior to the DOS version in general, but fuck me if Astro Chicken isn't miles better on the Atari ST. Like, it's actually fun to play because it doesn't control like a hot boatload of chicken ass. So anyway, I just had to get that out. Anyway, once you're shown the code, you get another 50 points, and then when you use the decoder ring to read the message, that's another 20 points, which sets the fourth variable, variable D, to true. And if this variable is set to true, that means you've read and it assumes understood the message, which results in some dialogue change when you disable the shield generator on Ortega. Nothing big, actually. So really, one of the really bizarre things about Space Quest 3 is that you can go through and finish the entire game without ever touching the Astro Chicken machine. And, you know, it's only the plot dump for the entire fucking game. Yeah, no biggie, right? Okay, so how the fuck did I get a game over and still see the secret message? Well, remember variable B, the one that tracks the total amount of Astro Chicken games you've played in a single game? Well, if this variable hits 10, even if you lose, it still displays the hidden message. And this is what we call the pity win. If you play 10 times and totally suck ass at it, it'll give you the pity win. It will also give you 50 points for seeing the secret message, so now you can never finish Space Quest 3 with a full score, because the 5 points you get for each successful landing can never be achieved now, because now variable C is above 50, and when it gets above 50, it no longer gives out the 5 points for each successful landing, so fuck you. And now, by the way, the gloves are off because it will only give you a pity win once on the 10th game. So if you back away from the 10th game before you get a game over, like if you hit F6 and just back away from the game before you get the game over on your 10th play, you can just kiss that pity win goodbye. However, that also means that there's actually a quick way to see the secret message if you just want to speedrun Space Quest 3. All you have to do is go up to the machine, insert Buckazoid, then hit F6 to leave the screen, and then just do that 9 times. And on the 10th time, just sit back and watch Astro Chicken plummet to his fucking death until you get a game over, and you'll get the secret message via the pity win, and you can use the decoder ring and just zip off. And the game doesn't actually track whether or not you get 10 game overs. It just counts how many times you've inserted a Buckazoid. So there's a little clever trick there for your speedrunning if you're into that sort of thing. And you may be wondering, why did they put in a pity win at all? And my guess is it was sort of to hedge their bets, because arcade sequences in adventure games were, and remain to this day, a contentious issue, because die-hard adventure game players aren't really into twitch reflex games. Like, if they were into that, they'd be playing a fucking arcade game, wouldn't they? So my guess is the pity win is in there to give people a chance to see the hidden message and go, oh shit, there's actually something more to this thing than just being a distraction from the rest of the game. And if they don't have the decoder ring, then that's just more incentive to keep playing to see the message again. why they put it at 10 games. I think they actually expect people to play Astro Chicken 10 times and fail at it every time. Seems a bit much. I've, personally, I would just walk up and play maybe 2 games, maybe 3 if I was really bored. And after that, I just go fuck this chicken and leave. But anyway, it's 10 for whatever reason. And of course, if you get the pity win on the 10th game, and you don't have the decoder ring, then kid gloves are off. You have to do it 10 times in a game to see the message again. You don't get another pity win. So anyway, that's it. Big thanks, massive thanks to Dark Soul for finding this stuff out. He actually had to explain it to me a bunch of times before I finally understood it. So thank you, sir, for not only deciphering the underlying code, but also explaining it to me like I'm a 4-year-old. And that's it for today's video. So thank you so much for watching. There's more where this came from over on the SQH Discord, so check out the invite link in the description and go hang out in our little digital archaeology channel. And I will be making more videos on the cool stuff they find there, but until next time, I'll see you around the Chrono Stream. Bye.